Welcome to Watch-Worthy Shows. Amazon Prime Video has in its catalog some of the best science fiction series you can find in streaming. Worlds built with obsessive detail, characters who carry the weight of entire universes, and stories ranging from political space thrillers to the most subtle existential horror. In this video, we show you the 12 you cannot miss. But before we start the video, it would help me a lot if you took a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your kind support. Number 12, Solos. 7 stories, 7 characters, 7 monologues. The premise of Solos is as simple as it is ambitious. Each episode is a solo study of a different character facing a moment of existential crisis in a near future where technology has changed everything except human loneliness. The cast is extraordinary. Anne Hathaway, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, Anthony Mackie, Constance Wu, and Uzo Aduba, among others. Each one carries the weight of a full episode with a theatrical performance that the monologue format intensifies to levels that are difficult to achieve in conventional television. The series explores regret, memory, identity, and the desire for connection from angles that never repeat. This is not action, science fiction, or large-scale world-building. It's science fiction of the soul, the kind that asks what remains when everything that is not us is stripped away. For those looking for something completely different in Prime Video's catalog, Solos is exactly the unexpected surprise you didn't know you needed. Number 11, Night Sky. Franklin and Irene York are an elderly couple from Illinois who share a secret they've been keeping in silence for years. In their basement, there is a chamber that transports them to an observation room on an unknown, uninhabited planet. They can sit there and watch the stars of another world without understanding why the portal exists or what its true purpose is. For years, that space was just their private place, a quiet luxury they kept to themselves. Until a mysterious young man suddenly appears in the chamber and what was intimate becomes something far more dangerous and complex than either of them imagined. Sissy Spacek and J.K. Simmons, 2 Oscar-winning legends, are the heart of the series, and their chemistry is what sustains it. Amazon canceled it after a single season, leaving many questions unanswered, but the emotional journey these 8 episodes offer fully justifies watching it. One of the most underrated series in Prime Video's catalog. Number 10, Undone. Alma is 28 years old, with a life that works, more or less, until a car accident nearly kills her. When she wakes up, she discovers she can move through time and reality in ways she can't determine are a genuine power or the beginning of the same mental illness that consumed her father, played by Bob Odenkirk, who now appears to guide her from the other side. The series is filmed using rotoscoping, real actors recorded live and then animated frame by frame on top. The result is visually unique, an experience that floats between dream and reality in a way that perfectly reinforces the ambiguity of the story. Created by the team behind BoJack Horseman, Undone is one of Prime Video's most underrated gems. Rosa Salazar carries the weight of a character who puts you in doubt right alongside her throughout. If science fiction interests you when it blends the personal with the impossible, these 2 seasons are mandatory, one of the most original series the platform has ever produced. Number 9, The Power. Suddenly and without warning, teenage girls around the world develop the ability to generate electrical discharges from their hands, and that ability spreads. They can activate it in older women. Very soon, almost every woman on the planet can electrocute at will. The world we knew no longer exists. The series follows characters in London, Seattle, Nigeria, and Eastern Europe as the power evolves from a tingle in the collarbone to a complete reversal of the balance of forces on the planet. Toni Collette leads the cast as the mayor of Seattle, alongside John Leguizamo and an international ensemble that reflects the global scale of the story. Based on Naomi Alderman's award-winning novel, The Power is not a revenge fantasy or a simplistic dystopia. It's a genuinely uncomfortable exploration of how power corrupts, regardless of who holds it. The premise is provocative, the message timely, and the execution solid. One of the most relevant science fiction series Prime Video has. Number 8, Dark Matter. 6 strangers wake up on a malfunctioning spaceship called the Raza. Zero memory of who they are, where they come from, or why they were there. To keep things simple, they name themselves 1 through 6 and start reconstructing what they can from the pieces they find on board. While exploring the ship, they discover something that changes everything. They were cold-blooded criminals before someone wiped their memories. Now, they have to make a decision that isn't simple. Do they go back to their dark past because that's what they were? Or do they choose a completely different direction now that they don't remember anything that made them that way? That question is the heart of the series and keeps turning itself over with every season. Dark Matter was canceled after 3 seasons on a massive cliffhanger that left the entire fan community with completely legitimate frustration. But the journey to that point is genuinely addictive. Smart writing, characters who surprise you, and the most irreverent and memorable android in recent science fiction television. A cult classic that deserves to be discovered. Number 7. Outer Range. Royal Abbott is a Wyoming rancher who has spent years fighting for his land and his family. A man of few words, solid principles, and a secret he keeps in silence. At the western edge of his ranch, there is a hole in the ground with no bottom that simply should not exist. What starts as a slow, dense, atmospheric western gradually becomes something far stranger. The void attracts a mysterious young woman who seems to know things about Royal that even he doesn't fully understand yet. And the 2 rival families in town get pulled into a confrontation that goes far beyond a land dispute. Josh Brolin carries the series on his shoulders with a magnetic presence that turns every silence into tension. Outer Range is a completely unusual blend that doesn't fit any single category. Too strange to be a pure Western, too emotional to be conventional science fiction. It was canceled after 2 seasons, but it's an experience you don't easily forget. Number 6. Battlestar Galactica. The Cylons are robots that humans created as servants. After 40 years of armistice, they launched a nuclear attack that wiped out nearly all of humanity in one blow. The survivors escape in a scattered fleet led by the only warship left standing, the Battlestar Galactica, desperately searching for a planet called Earth. But there's a twist that changes everything. The Cylons have evolved, and some now look entirely human. Spies infiltrated among the survivors. Nobody knows for certain who can be trusted. Commander Adama, played by Edward James Olmos, and President Roslin carry the burden of keeping humanity alive while mistrust corrodes them from within. Battlestar Galactica is considered by many to be one of the greatest television series ever produced, not just within science fiction, but in any genre. It doesn't shy away from difficult themes: war, torture, religion, democracy under extreme pressure, dark, morally complex, and absolutely addictive. If you haven't seen it, one of the most intense experiences in the catalog awaits. Number 5. The Peripheral. Flynn Fisher lives in a small town in the near future and makes money playing advanced virtual reality games for wealthy clients. But one day she discovers that the game she's testing isn't a simulation, it's a real connection to London 70 years in the future, and someone in that future needs her urgently. The series was produced by the creators of Westworld, which shows in its polished look and the complexity of its twists. It explores fascinating concepts like peripherals, lifelike robotic bodies that people from the past can control from the future, and a world-ending event known as the Jackpot that changed everything in ways the series reveals very slowly. The first season received excellent reviews before being canceled without resolution, leaving its fans with enormous frustration. If you're looking for cyberpunk science fiction with time travel that takes its own rules seriously and builds a universe patiently, The Peripheral is one of the best things Prime Video has ever produced. A cancellation that still stings. Number 4. Tales from the Loop. A small town in Ohio rests directly above the Loop, a massive underground machine built to explore the mysteries of the universe and make the impossible possible. In the backyards of the town's houses, rusted robots appear without explanation. Rocks float. Time bends in ways nobody knows how to decipher. Each episode follows a different town resident as they face one of these inexplicable phenomena. It's not an adrenaline series. It's slow, contemplative, more concerned with loneliness, love, and loss than with spectacle. Philip Glass's music is an integral part of the experience and gives a unique texture to every scene. Adapted from the retro-futuristic paintings of Swedish artist Simon Stålenhag, it's visually unique and emotionally resonant in a way few genre series manage. Rebecca Hall and Jonathan Pryce lead an exceptional cast. If you're looking for science fiction that feels like a moving work of art that affects you more than it impresses you, Tales from the Loop is exactly what you need. Number 3. Killjoys. A distant planetary system called the Quad, on the edge of collapse from a class war that has been simmering for too long. 3 bounty hunters working for an independent organization, Dutch, a deadly leader with a mysterious past that nobody has fully figured out, and 2 brothers, John and Davin, whose dynamic the series exploits intelligently from the first episode. What starts as a lighthearted, fun space adventure series gradually evolves into an epic involving a class war, conspiracies that reach galactic levels, and a mysterious substance called green plasma. Each character's personal secrets emerge slowly, adding layers of depth that turn secondary characters into fundamental pieces of the story. Killjoys has the free spirit of Firefly, but with a darkness that grows as the series matures. With 5 complete seasons that close the story in a satisfying way, it's a rarity in science fiction television, a series that had the time it needed to tell everything it wanted to tell, one of the most underrated in the genre. Number 2. Fallout. Based on the iconic video game franchise, Fallout takes place in a future where the world was destroyed by nuclear bombs in 1977. More than 200 years later, in 2296, the story follows 3 radically different people in the ruins of Los Angeles. Lucy is an optimistic girl who has spent her entire life in a safe underground bunker called a vault and had never set foot on the surface. Maximus is a soldier from a technology-obsessed military group. And the Ghoul is a cynical, mutated bounty hunter who has been alive since before the bombs fell and carries more history than everyone else combined. Their paths cross in ways none of them sought. The series is famous for its unique retro-futuristic aesthetic, 1950s robots, classic jazz, clunky gadgets mixed with wasteland monsters. It's dark and violent, but never loses its sense of dark humor. Ella Purnell and Walton Goggins are extraordinary. With the 2nd season taking the story to the ruins of Las Vegas, there's never been a better time to start. The best video game adaptation in television history. Number 1. The Expanse. 200 years in the future. Humanity has colonized the solar system but hasn't overcome its rivalries. Earth, Mars, and the asteroid belt are locked in a dangerous political dispute that could turn into open war at any moment. Everything changes when a detective investigates a missing woman, and the crew of the ship Rosinante crosses paths with something neither of them was looking for. At the center of it all is an alien organism with the potential to threaten all of humanity, and nobody has enough information to truly understand what they're looking at. The Expanse is considered by many critics the best hard science fiction series ever produced for television. Genuine scientific rigor, interplanetary politics that feel real, and characters with real weight who grow across 6 seasons. Shora Agdashlu as Senator Avasarala is irresistible in every scene she appears in. It started on cable, was canceled, and was rescued by Amazon to complete its story. 6 seasons that close, satisfyingly. The Expanse is not just the best science fiction series on Prime Video. For many genre fans, it is the best that exists on any platform. And that's everything for the 12 best science fiction series available on Amazon Prime Video. From the most addictive space adventure to the most contemplative and intimate science fiction, there's something here for every kind of genre fan. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Let us know in the comments which of these series you've already seen and which one you're starting. See you in the next video.